Hey, how is everybody doing this Thursday morning? Welcome. I am Cassie Billingsley, aka the Systematic Chick. I love all things system. So I just was checking to make sure that everything was working. So if we haven't met yet, hey, welcome. Drop me a hey if you're catching this live inside our Facebook group, the Next Level Network Marketing Hacks. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, right? So I am so excited to be here today. And today I'm going to be going over how to inspire your team. So hold on before you leave me here. You may be thinking, I don't know. I don't have a team to say. I only have like one or two people. Well, guess what? You have a team. Even if you have one person, you have a team. And so I want to talk to you today about a few tips, few tricks, and just more importantly, like how do you keep that fire burning, that excitement, right? People enroll, they're excited the first 30 days, they're like gung ho, 60 days, they're like gung ho, 90 days, they're starting to slow down. And then what? Either overwhelm happens, burnout, they don't really have clarity, they don't know what direction to go. There's a whole lot of things um, that that individual just kind of stops in their tracks, right? So how do you continue to inspire your team? How do you continue to show up for them, even if it's just one person? Because if you inspire one, you're going to inspire multiple, right? So how, Cassie, do you inspire your team? Well, first off, you need to recognize that you are a leader. Okay? Put in the chat, I am a leader. Okay? I want you to comment that below. I am a leader, because even if you just have one person, guess what? You're a leader. Okay? You are leading that one person. If you have a team of 10, 20, 50, hundreds, you're still a leader. And you need to recognize that it doesn't matter where you fall, if it's just one person or hundreds of people, that you're a leader no matter what. Okay. So comment below that I am a leader. Say, I am a leader. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Because you need to recognize that in yourself before you're able to help your team. Because if you're not showing up as a leader, if you're not showing up as that person to be there for your team, then your team's not going to show up, right? There's going to be a disconnect. But when you show up as a leader and you show up for the people, then they're going to show up for you because you have that connection with them, you know? So as you start to grow, as you start to have a team, you need to understand strengths of each team members and let them lead in that area. Okay, Sarah Lynn and I work great as a team. We've stayed together for the last year and a half, 2 years almost now, in our company, and that because we play on each other's strengths and weaknesses. We recognized right off the bat, she was a stronger mentor, right? She was a stronger leader in that area to help people, to help our team kind of uncover what may be having them stuck. Whereas mine's more on the system side, right? I like enrollment conversations. I love duplication systems. I love onboarding, follow up. Like I get our team the systems that they need in order to be able to be that duplicatable and know exactly what they need to be doing. And if they run into a hiccup or a road bump on how do they post on social media, what should they be sharing? How do they need to figure out, their why? Those kind of things. Sarah Lynn comes in, and that's where she is stronger at, right? I'm learning, and I'm not naive or dumb to those situations. I can help people. But one of the things that I love, and Sarah Lynn knows it, is enrollment conversations. There's been times that she's like, hey, Cassie, I need help with this conversation. What should I say next? Kind of thing. And I'm like, hey, let's do this. Okay, play with, when you have a team, even if it's just yourself, even if it's just one person, I want you to understand each other's strengths. One, because it's going to bring unity to you guys, because this isn't the you show, right? This isn't the Cassie show. It's not the Sarah Lynn show. It's not their show. It's not your show. It's not about you, right? It's about your team. And when a team can work together in unity, that's when the magic starts to happen. Okay. If you have one team member, 100 team members, discover what their strengths are. So that way you can lean more towards them as being that leader in that specific area. And you can shine in another specific area and lead in that area. Because when you have your team involved with you, they're going to show up, right? When you recognize that they are a leader and you recognize that they have a strength or a quality that you may lack, they're going to show up for you because, hey, guess what? Everybody loves to be seen, right? We love to be seen. We love to be heard. And that's just that. Like, it's human nature. So when you have new team members coming on board and you see them for their strengths and what they can do, what their capabilities are, you're going to create that unity. Okay. And you got to care, right? We have to be human first. They are not just numbers on your team. Okay. I have been on a lot of teams. I've been in network marketing since 2009. And a lot of them, I just felt like I was a number to them. My upline didn't help me or support me. It was just like, hey, when are you going to purchase? Don't forget to purchase your monthly purchase. Like, I was just a number to them. Please be a human first to your team and not just message them when, hey, you need to order, or hey, how come you haven't enrolled somebody? Because the thing is you need to be reaching out to them. You need to have weekly check-ins, if at least once a week, guys. Check in with them, see how they're doing, how they're feeling. What were their wins for the week? Don't just make the messaging and check-ins about like, hey, don't forget you need to order by the end of the month, or hey, I see that you haven't enrolled anybody yet. Hey, just make sure you're doing XYZ, right? Just make sure you just got to post. You just got to do stories. You just got to do all these things. Just get them done. Stop with that, please. Be a human first. Reach out to them, check in, say, hey, how's it going? Anything that I can support you with? Are you feeling stuck? Those kind of things, because it's a human connection. Okay. They're already down on themselves because they feel like a failure because they haven't been able to enroll somebody or get new customers. They're already beating themselves up. You need to be that light in their life where you're showing up and checking in on them and recognizing their efforts. Okay. Recognize their efforts instead of calling them out of what they're not doing. They're beating themselves up. Recognize their efforts and shout them out. Say, hey, girl, hey, I saw that you did a post today. Oh my gosh, great job on getting a post out. I don't care if it's about their dog. They're showing up, they're getting engagement. I want you to recognize them for that. Okay, because it all comes down to you, right? It seriously does. It comes down to you. You have to be yourself, authentically, unapologetically. We say that all the time because when you show up as yourself, you're going to build that trust with your team member. They're going to know that you have their back because you care about them and you're showing up for them, not for yourself, right? Because that is what building a team is showing up for one another, being there to support one another and inspiring them, giving them the kudos, the good jobs, the, hey, well done, those kind of things, right? So I want you to think about this. Think about the team that you have right now. Okay. Like I said, it could be one person, it could be hundreds of people. It doesn't matter because remember, you are a leader and leaders lead, right? They don't dictate. They don't say this is what you're going to do. They don't lay down the law and say this is all the things that you got to do. Leaders lead. And the best leaders lead with compassion and understanding and a heart, right? They serve their team. That's what leaders do. They serve their team. They see where they can help fill the gaps. They play off of each other's strengths so that way they can have a stronger, united team. And they just, I mean, if you do that with your team, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to have that fire. They're going to be like, yes, yeah, you may have one or two that is just like, oh, this is not for me. And that's okay. But the ones that you do have, I want you to sit for a minute and think about the type of leader that you are. Because maybe you haven't even thought that you're a leader, even though you have a person, 2 people, 10 people, that kind of thing. You might have been like, I never thought of myself as that leader. Okay, but you are. Now, how do you want to lead your team? How do you want to be? What type of person do you want to be? Do you want to be a person that's just a fly on the wall that you have a team and you're like, okay? Or do you want to be a leader that leads their team to success? Sarah Lynn and I are both big on if our team is not winning, we're not winning. I don't care what the paycheck says. I don't care what rank I am. If they're not winning, I need to figure out how to get them to win. Because helping them get one person or some customers, helping them get off to a good start or helping them to continue to grow, they're going to win. They're going to be excited. They're going to fuel themselves, right? And so that's the importance of being a leader. Inspiring your team is by being you and showing up to them for them. If you don't have the resources to be able to help them, maybe they're struggling and you're like, Cassie, I don't even know how to help them. I can't even help myself. Like I'm in this dry spell. You have this group that you can add them to, help them, say, hey, watch this training. I know your company has a ton of different videos. Your leaders probably have a guide section in the Facebook group. Like start plugging in and developing those skills. That way you can be that leader that leads them, helps them be resourceful, helps them identify their strengths so then they can now show up for their team, right? Because ideally that's what you want, is to be able to start having leaders help you help their team start winning, right? So I hope that you guys got value. Put hashtag value in this. It's a shorter one today, but I really want you to comment below. If you've stayed with me to the end, thank you. I want you to comment below how you're going to show up to be a leader. What is one thing, just one? I don't want you to be like, okay, I need to do all of these things here. No, just one. Start with one, get in the groove of that, and then you go into the next one. So I want you to comment below with how are you going to show up today as a leader? Okay, that's it. Simple and easy. And I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. I'll be back and swing back through and look at them. If you're part of YouTube, thanks for watching. Come join our group. That way, if you have questions, we can get them answered for you. And I appreciate you guys, and go out there and win today. Be the light in somebody else's darkness. Talk soon, friends.